Do you hate it when people do that? Really obnoxious slurp. Coffee sure is good though. What's up, y'all? Back to speedQB's channel. I'm gonna give y'all a little rundown, and I'm gonna have to take this thing out. So that's on me though. But I want to have my own little twist to it on how to install the Polarstar Jack, and we're actually going to do the install. Very simple stuff to do. We're gonna also install the speed trigger. This is one by Speed brand. Very easy to do. I'm not going to be showing you how to pull out a gearbox or anything, or I'm sorry, gears and a piston, a cylinder, all that stuff from an AEG converting over, because mine's already converted over, and I'm not installing that stuff just to uninstall it. That would be silly, and neither would y'all. Wouldn't want to do that either. But we're gonna give the rundown on how to do it. Very, very simple. Let's just get into it. Alright guys, so here we are. We got our gearbox open. This is the V2 gearbox. This is a Polarstar Jack V2. What is already installed onto here, which I highly suggest, is going ahead and get a braided line, and not the line that comes with it. I spoke about that in one of my recent videos, why I went with this specific engine for HPA system, and I will link it somewhere, maybe up here. In the description. Actually, it might be up there. But what we want to do is, I already have mine out, so I said I'm not going to be showing y'all how to gut the gears and piston and all that stuff. But something that you are going to want to keep from your gearbox is going to be your guide rod. You're going to want to keep that specific part, and maybe it'd be best just to kind of hold on to the bolt that goes into it, because this is what's going to hold your stock back on. But we'll put that to the side for the moment. So once we do this, we got it open. Best to go ahead and just clear any grease, anything that you got going on in the gearbox, any kind of dirt. This is a good opportunity now to go ahead and just get all that stuff out. Especially you have an electrical component of a switch inside of this box, and you don't want the gear or the grease itself to short it out or anything. So just make sure it's fairly clean. You can go ahead and remove the bushings if you want, but they don't get in the way for me. I actually have two out at the moment, but they're not in the way. They don't bother anything, so it's one less step you got to do, or you know, whatever you want to do. But the Polarstar Jack is a very simple system, and they made it very simple to install. So what you're going to do is, you're basically, what I like to do is go ahead and use the left side of the box. Go ahead and use the left side, and what you're going to find is a notch right here onto the side of it. That little notch is going to line up right here, right at where the end of the cylinder head would normally go if for an AEG. Very, very simple. This right here will probably not be plugged into your solenoid at first. This is actually for the switchboard for your trigger, and that's going to go right down here. So what you can do, like I said, is make sure that that is lined up with that gearbox. You're just gonna let it sit in there. Make sure it's kind of snug right there. And we're gonna take this gear, or this control panel for your switch. And it's, at first do not be rough with it, because it is a very fragile board. I find it best to kind of head down first here, and then bring the tail down this direction. Now what you will have to keep also as well is the screw from originally pulling your AEG switch. Keep that screw, because you're going to want to put that back in. So once this is in here, let's go ahead and put our screw back in. Ever so small pieces. Ever so small. Do not over tighten it or anything, just enough to get it snug where it's not going to move on you, and that's all that'll take. Alright, so now what we're going to do is go ahead and take our line, our wires, is going to head back to our FCU. It's going to lead out the back. But where it's going to go is right here. Now to make sure you don't get it in, you know, upside down or anything, but you want to just plug right in and make just a little just firm in there. Make sure you don't push too hard or anything, just to get it directly into here. In all honesty, I highly doubt it. I do not believe it matters which direction you do it, whether this side plugs into your FCU or into here. Does not matter. Your speed trigger. Now I said that we're going to do this for a speed trigger. You don't necessarily have to. You can use the original trigger that you have. You will be tweaking the speed trigger from the outside. So you don't need to pull your gearbox back apart or anything to ever adjust the trigger. But the trigger comes with this spring. There's 2 Allen bolts, right, or Allen screws, whatever you want to call them, right in here to adjust back and forth for your play. So what you're going to want to do is take this spring that comes with it and put it right there in the back. And you're going to sit it right in here with it. You want this spring to touch right here. So let's just quickly get it in here. Ever so slightly. Yeah. And you want it to just sit right here. Now the tunable point to this trigger is because right here is actually your switch that's on the board. So every time this trigger touches, it's letting off a round. It's letting a burst of air through here every single time. So the point of the speed trigger is to keep this trigger very close to that, so you have the minimum amount of pull before you actually fire. So that's the hard part to everything, which is extremely easy. Now this V2 gearbox, you don't have to Dremel out the spot right here which you would really originally had your motor peeping through. This line will fit just right, so there's no need to drill it out or anything like that. What you will probably end up having to drill out is going to be your grip. Your grip right here at the top. You will most likely have to drill that out to be able to feed this line through. You use the original, which I don't recommend using, you won't have to. But this one, you will. This is the braided line from Amped Airsoft. And of course, America had to go with the patriotic red, white, and blue. So what you're gonna do is make sure that this is fed through this line right here, this wire. It's gonna go back to your FCU. Just make sure it's gonna go right here. Now a minute ago I told you to keep your guide rod, your spring guide rod. And the reason you're gonna wanna do that is to have it set in its original place in the back. And always the best kind of way to go about doing that is taking the original screw that you have to hold on your stock, because this is what's going to hold your stock to your gearbox. So just go ahead and put it on there and set it into the notches that it belongs in. So once you return to putting your front of your gearbox back on, you're going to want to make sure everything's lined up. Make sure you're not pinching your hose or your wire right here, and make sure this notch of the guide rod actually gets into the other side of the gearbox. Make sure your trigger unit is actually going to go through here, this specific one, and go about your way. If you notice, I don't have a safety switch. I chose to remove mine. And what you're also, one thing you're not going to remove from here is your selector switch on the other side. Don't remove it, you're gonna need it. So once you have everything lined up, everything looks like it's in the clear, slowly start to put your gearbox back together. Again, constantly making sure that you're not pinching anything, everything slides in. Make sure your guide rod is adjusted correctly, and yeah, it's gonna sit there just like that. So once you're there, just examine it a little bit, make sure that it is all plugged or squeezed real tight. If it's not, you're gonna have a problem getting it back in to the gearbox itself. And then we'll go ahead and actually just put these screws in. Okay, so now once we have our screws back in and the box is placed back together, don't overstrip them, or don't strip them period, but just don't over tighten them. Just get them just snug enough and you shouldn't have any issues. So once that you have to that point, what's best to do before you assemble your entire gun back together is, what I would suggest is going ahead and plugging in your FCU. This is your control module. And we're gonna plug this in, very simple as well. You're gonna take the other end of your wire and you're just going to insert it into the larger half here and just plug it right in. Let's go ahead and plug the battery in. If mine will plug in. And we have power here. So then you can go ahead and just plug in your line to make sure you're not leaking anywhere, which if you're leaking from anywhere, it's a good chance that you would be leaking from right here where you installed your new one. It's alright to put a little Loctite there, don't put too much. Go ahead and plug your line in. Keep your fingers clear and see if she's firing. Change your selector switch. I have mine to 3-round burst. And make sure she's working and she's not leaking anywhere. Very simple to do. Very easy. So at that point, if you'd like, let's go ahead and unplug this battery again, is the speed trigger. Now what I said is this speed trigger can be adjusted, which you probably will have to take out just a little bit from your lower right here at the trigger. What I actually had to do is just carve out just a little bit to be able to get that new trigger in there, considering it's not the one that originally come with. But once we have that installed, you can adjust your trigger by using an Allen key that fits either direction. It'll stall right here, and what it's doing is it's going to push off the gearbox. So when you tighten this, it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So once you tighten it, it's going to send that trigger back more, which in turn is going to send the actual, I guess, the foundation of where it hits that button closer. If you do it too much, it'll just hold your button down. This right here does basically the same thing, but just kind of sends it the opposite direction. So you can tune this trigger to where you want it. I have mine just a little bit of pull, just enough. Like I said, I don't like mine just, you know, basically just barely touching it, it sends off. I don't like that. But it's very easy to deal with. It's not hard to install at all, very simple. Extremely simple. It's a whole lot easier dealing with than the gearboxes when it comes to AEGs and gears and shimming and pistons and grease and it's a headache. And these are so much better. Obviously I'm all for an HPA. I suggest it to anyone. But yeah, that's a simple install. Any questions you have for me, you can yell at me. But yeah, like I said, this install itself is extremely easy. Y'all see how fast it can be done. There's not a lot to it. It's just always, like I said, remember your pinch points. You don't want to pinch your line. Those lines ain't cheap. You don't want to pinch your wires. Make sure you clean the inside of the gearbox and all that pretty good. And enjoy, because I'm telling you, for most guys or girls, when you go over to HPA, I'm a little biased, as I've said before, you won't want to go back to AG. The consistency and just the options you have is just, it's just awesome. It makes the playing experience so much better. I truly enjoy it, and I will continue to be biased towards the Polarstar Jack, because I like the semi options and I like the full automatic, the burst, the ways that you can tweak it with the FCU. I think it's an awesome product from Polarstar. But yeah, y'all yell at me. Excited, hopefully be out here this weekend and get some game on. Hopefully it ain't too cold, hopefully it ain't raining, and until then, game on, y'all.